Hi everybody, welcome. Tammy from Tammy's Homesteading Crafts. Today we are in the knitting room YouTube corner where I like to come to you for my knitting podcast. This is Knitting Podcast episode 37. We have a lot to go over. It has been 4 weeks since we have posted a knitting podcast. So we have updates to the shop, some finished objects, some new cast-ons. So if that is something that interests you, stick around. So before we get started, I just want to welcome everybody to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. For those of you who this might be the very first video you're seeing, I hope you enjoy the content. We do a number of different videos on this channel. We have, of course, the knitting podcast where I go over updates to my website for the products of Tammy's Homesteading Crafts. I also do a gardening episode. Some preserving, some cooking, and a little bit of knitting tutorial, if you want to call it that. So those are the podcasts that we do, and I hope you find something that you really enjoy. If you guys have not subscribed, please consider doing so. It does benefit me by you subscribing to my channel. Okay, so let's get started with our podcast. Okay, so usually when we do a knitting podcast, first thing I will do is go over updates to the shop, what's new in the shop, and then we will talk about our finished knitting projects that we have, any whips that we have, works in progress that we have going on, and then the last thing we'll talk about where we're going to be, where you can find us, whether it's on the website or at different events. So let's get into what we've got new going on in the shop. There has, like I said, it's been 4 weeks. Oh, today is May 27th, so happy Memorial Day to all of you out there. I know this will air next Sunday and it's after Memorial Day, but today is May 27th, so happy Memorial Day to all of you. Okay, so the new things that are in the shop. I have been quite busy, so we will start with the newest that we have. I have some new leather design bags that are in the shop. These will be available as pre-order on the leather bags. I just make one up so that we can see what they look like. So this is blue, like a steel color blue with gray knit words on it. It has the gray leather on the bottom. Of course, it has the handles and then gray at the top for the gusset. The same gray on the inside of the bag as well. These leather bottom bags have feet on them. They are considered a mega bag because they are quite a bit taller and larger than the regular extra large bags that I have. Of course, it has my name tag on it, and they do all have a key tag on the inside of them as well. So this will be on the website for pre-order. So we have the knitting words, knitting words for available. So that is one of the new bags that we have available. The other one that we have available is our crocheted daisies. This one is also available. Gray bottom. This one has teal and purple, and I did the teal. Bright teal on the outside, light teal on the inside. Gray handles. Of course, the feet on the bottom. Gray cord for drawstring because it's got the gusset on the top of it to allow you to have a nice big bag, and the key tag on the inside. So this is number 3 of the leather bag, or 2 of the leather bags that we have available. This one we got some blue leather, and this is Constellations. It's got the blue leather on the bottom of it, the constellations, the white, and then with purple and blue, and then some moons and suns and stuff in there. The feet on the bottom of that. I paired it with the dark purple on the top and a light purple on the inside. Of course, you have your key tag as well. My tag on the outside. Navy blue drawstrings on these. So that's the third bag. This one I think turned out really, really cute. This is another of the blue leather, and it happens to be dragons that I found. Different dragons on there. I paired it with, again, the purple top, purple on the, light purple on the inside. You have your blue leather on the bottom with the feet. The key tag, oh, not on this side, on this side. Key tag on the, no, I had it on the right side. It was down there on the right side. So this is another one that we have. Okay, and then the last leather bag that we have into the shop, it's another blue bottom leather bag. This is mushrooms, so it's white mushrooms. Of course, the blue leather on the bottom. Solid blue handles, because I figured the white handles and the mushrooms would get a little too dirty, so I wanted to do the blue. I ended up doing baby blue, light blue on the top, and then a blue print on the inside. Of course, you know, you've got my tag there, and then the bottom key tag on the inside as well. Gray drawstrings for this. But these are all going to be available on the website. By the time this airs, I will get pictures of those. They'll be available on the website. So those are some of the things that, some of the new bags that I have. I have a lot of different material that I want to do the leather bottom bags. I just have to get them made so that I can get them photographed, and that way you guys know what you're going to be purchasing. Okay, so the next thing that we have in the shop are a bunch of different yarn cozies. And let me get up a little bit closer so I can show these. There is a ton of different yarn cozies that I got into the shop. This is going to be yarn balls. It's got face on them, but they'll be on in the shop as under yarn cozies, and then you'll have to pick the design, and then under the design the size that you want, and the sizes that are available will be listed. I've got a pumpkin one. I just figured I would start doing, some people are buying fall stuff already, but I got pumpkins. And this is, I believe, Elsa from the Frozen. It's a princess and fairy tale. I got some popsicles, red, white, and blue popsicles, red and blue stars on a white background, got like a picnic one. It's got hot dogs, mustard, ketchup, and fireworks. And this is bugs, so it's got some grasshoppers, worms, bees, snakes, ants, snails. Another fall one. This is like a pumpkin patch. Have fall leaves. And then I have I Knit Shit. This is in like an orange. And then I have I Knit So I Don't Kill People. This is in light blue. dropped them. Then I have just shapes, rainbow, you know, not really rainbow, but U's and blocks. This is just a shapes one. And then I have just a summer one. It's got flowers and frogs and sun, butterfly. So those are the newest yarn cozies I have into the shop. Like I said, when you hit the tab on yarn cozies, you'll be able to look at the designs that they have, and under each design will be the sizes that are available for that design. So those will be available again by the time this airs on Sunday, because this will air Sunday, June 2nd, I believe. 1st or 2nd, something like that. Maybe it's June 1st. We'll see. I don't know. I can't see my calendar. Hasn't changed yet. Okay, so the next thing that's available in the shop, we have some new stitch stoppers available in the shop. Some of them have been live already. Some of these have not been live yet. I posted on Instagram, I think, some of the new ones that we have out there, but these are some of the new ones that I've gotten since then. So this is a yarn heart yarn balls with knit needles in it, and this is a muted color. I have a bright one, so this is like a pastel color, so it's under the same tab as the muted one. This is just, or is the pastel, or the bright one, and then this is just the pastel or muted colored one. Okay, so we've had Garfield, but now we have Garfield and Odie, so we have those as a set now. And then we have Snitch, the golden snitch from Harry Potter. We have, if I can get them straight here, some strawberry gnomes. And then, again, if I can get them straight, they don't want to stay straight here. And then these are alpacas that say, no, llamas. Llamas that say you are amazing. And then like little dragon or dinosaurs, dragons, like a bearded lizard type thing. So we have those. So those are the newest stitch stoppers we have in the shop. I think that is everything for updating to the shop. I have also updated some of the other bags, like the knitting hedgehogs. Those have been updated into the shop, so they're live. They've been in the shop for a while. I think that's the only other bag that I've updated into the shop was the knitting hedgehogs. And then I've been working on getting some of the leather bags put down into the shop. So that is it for updates to the shop. Let's go into our finished objects. We have 5, guys. I've been busy. So let's look at our finished objects. Okay, so with our finished objects, I will talk about the one that I had been working on the longest, that I guess is the oldest. And this is my Stormy Sky shawl. I used my Cornbread Honey birthday special skein that she dyed for their birthday, for her 9th birthday. So I used that. Turned out really good. It's all blocked and everything, ready to go. I haven't worn it because I wanted to, after it was blocked, I wanted to make sure that I had it to show for you guys. If I take it downstairs, I put it in my rack that holds all of my scarves and shawls, and I never remember to bring it back up. So now that I've shown it, I can actually take it back down and put it into that thing and start wearing it, rotate it in and out. Okay, I think the next thing I was working on And I don't know, maybe I hadn't started it. I might not have started it. I know I started it after the 27th of April because that's when I got this yarn. So I think I started it that Tuesday. Not sure, I don't think I've done a podcast since then to show it. So this would have been oh, you know what? I might have just started it and I just had a cast on of it. I don't know. I'll have to watch back and see. But this is my local yarn store cowl that when I went to Cornbread Honey, she had a colorway for the local yarn store, and I snagged that up, and it called for if you bought 2 skeins of yarn, you ended up getting this free pattern. So I ended up getting the pattern, and I ended up getting the local yarn store colorway, and then I put a medium teal with it. Very pretty. I love how it turned out. I like the stitch. Very, very pretty. When I went to cast it on, it only called for 132 stitches. And I know with myself with hats, I put on 100 stitches for hats. So 32 more stitches was not going to be enough for me when it came putting it over my head easy. It'll get caught in my barrette, and I like to have something a little bit looser so that it's not so tight at my neck, and I can make it tighter by pulling my coat up and putting the zipper up to make it nice and tight. I wanted to be able to do that myself. So I ended up casting on 152 stitches, did the 2x2 rib all the way around, and then I followed the pattern for the design. But it was an 8-row repeat, and then after 8 rows you would increase by another 30 stitches. And then do 8 more increases, then you would again increase by another 30 stitches. So you would end up having like 194 stitches or something on there. And the way that I knew I wasn't going to wear something that long, so I ended up cutting down and doing only 14 repeats of the 8 sections, it's 8, 4 here, 4 here, so when I say 8, that was 1 repeat. So I did 14 of those repeats. And then I did my 2x2 ribbing on the end and cast off. So I ended up changing the cowl a little bit, using the same design that she had in her pattern, but not following the pattern to a T for increasing and making it as long as it is, because I knew I wouldn't wear it. It's a very cute pattern for somebody that likes a triangular shape pattern. I knew it wasn't going to go over my shoulders the way that they wanted it to, and it just wasn't going to be comfortable for me to wear. So this is why I changed it for myself. But I got that done with my Cornbread and Honey local yarn store colorway that she had in a medium teal. And I know since I didn't have that, I didn't have this done for one, but this is also the local yarn store colorway with the teal held double to make myself a beanie. I figured I need a beanie to go with every cowl that I have, so I did my beanie to match. So now I have a cowl and a beanie to match. This has not been blocked, this has not been washed, so I just got this off the needles the other day, and I will get this blocked and washed, and we will be able to use it next year. I hope we're done with all of the snow for now. Okay, so the next 2 things that I have, I had started, I know they were on the podcast, I remember posting them. I had started my 2 rocket tees. I had finished the 1, and then I started 2 more. Well, it's done. I got it all completely done, blocked. I've worn it a couple of times. I really like the way it fits. This is my 100% cotton one that I got the yarn from Hobby. And yeah, I really like the way this is, the way it fits. I've been wearing it quite a bit. So that is one. I didn't change anything for this one. I didn't make it longer. I tried it on so that I knew where I wanted it to last. I don't even know, let me check the length, because it says 15 from underarms. I didn't even check. I just kept trying it on to see if I was to wear it laid for me. Yeah, it's about 15 from under the arms. So I pretty much followed the pattern to what it says. But then I put I used the gray as the I-cord on the bottom, around the neckline, and then on the sleeves. But yeah, very comfortable, very I love the way they feel on. They're very soft. And then my other one, I got this one finished yesterday. So this is the one that I ended up using. I got the yarn from the Artful Yarn in Chagrin Falls, Ohio. It is Emma's yarn, In Your Dreams, and that is the one that's got the blue in it. So it's this one here. And then this one next to it is Lake Erie, and that is from Mad Dye Yarns. And they are in Ohio. I want to say they're in Columbus. I'm not sure. They're in Ohio. They're a local in Ohio. But I was able to, again, do my bind off. I was able to do the bind off with the on the bottom and the sleeves in Your Dreams from Emma's yarn. And then maybe you guys can't see, I'm so far away. I don't know why it feels like I'm so far away. And then on the collar on the neck, I ended up using the Lake Erie, because I literally hardly have any yarn left. This is, if I can get it, this is how much I have left of In Your Dreams, and I didn't figure I was going to have enough to do the whole I-cord around the neck. And then I did the I-cord around the neck, and this is how much I have left in Lake Erie. So I was pretty good on the amount of yarn to use, able to get it all done. But yeah, very, very happy with this. Like I said, I just got this off the needles yesterday, finished it. I ended up striping these, so every 4 rows I switch. Now I did run it up the back, and you can see that a little bit. I'm hoping when I block it and it releases some of that line won't be so prominent, but it's right there. Of course you don't see it before then, because it didn't work in the round until after that part, and now I just kept changing at the ends. At the end of the row, I would change my colors, so I would just weave in my end and carry it up that way when I was doing it flat, because you do the first part of the back and the arms, you do that all flat, and do the V of your collar. So I ended up carrying my yarn in the V part here, which covered it up when I put the I-cord in. So that was kind of nice, being able to hide that there. But hopefully once I get it blocked, it'll be fine. Again, I didn't test, let me measure this one to see. I kept trying it on, so I don't know. It should be the same as the other one, but we'll see. Yep, that's about, this one might be a little bit an inch longer. This one looks like it might be 16 inches. But the way it was laying when I kept trying it on, it just felt like it was going to be a little too short. It will grow a little bit, I'm sure. And of course my cotton one will definitely grow. When I blocked this one, I didn't pin it. I just laid it out flat. I didn't pin it. I didn't want to stretch it out too much. So I just laid it out flat and got that one to be washed and dried. But yeah, so this one just has to get blocked, and I will be able to start wearing this, but very comfortable. Just a nice cap sleeve for the summer. Really do love the way the little rocket tee fits. It feels like it's one of those, the pattern was a little difficult to understand in the beginning, but once I figured out what they were saying in the pattern, I got it, you know, and it was like, it's like one of those things you just have to sleep on it overnight to be like, I think I know what they're saying. Oh, now I know what they're saying. So, I mean, I read the pattern a couple of times before I really figured out what they were saying. But yeah, the more you do it, the more you get comfortable with it. But I'm going to try to do some other t-shirts. I now have 2 of these. And like I said, I really do like the rocket tee. It fits very nice. I figured out the size that fits and works for me. But I want to try a different pattern. You know, something else that's not going to be a rocket tee, but will be just as comfortable. So those are all of my finished objects. I got a lot done, guys. So let's go into our whips. We have 5, I think, maybe 6. We'll see. So let's get into the whips. Okay, so now with our current whips, let's talk about our daily knit shawl. I have gotten some work done on this. I believe when I posted last, I was in like the 26th of March. I'm now on May 4th, I think. So I got quite a bit done. I've gone through quite a few colors. So yeah, I've got a lot of different patterns going. But yeah, we got through all of April and into the first part of May. Still gonna be a month behind, but we're working on it. We got a lot done one day. I had 2 or 3 meetings one day and I was able to get quite a bit done. I am liking it, being able to learn the new stitches and to learn what these mean. We're getting thunder. So if you guys can hear it in the background, it's probably going to scare me when it thunders and bolts here, but I needed to get videoed today. And there is a fly around here that is driving me nuts. I hate flies. So if you hear him too, he's just buzzing away. But I am really liking this daily knit shawl. I'm liking to learn the new stitches and learning, being able to read the pattern and be like, oh, and some of these stitches that I'm learning during the daily knit shawl, I'm using now into some of the new patterns that I'm starting to do. So it's really nice to be able to expand my knitting knowledge by doing a couple of rows of these stitches here and there. So that's where we're at with the daily knit shawl. Again, like I said, it's one of those that's going to take me a long time to get done. It is only May, and we got till the end of the year. We'll get it done. We will get it done. It'll be a nice big long wrap that I'll be able to wrap around me when I'm up here in the office this winter and stay nice and warm. Being able to use all of the last of my yarn that I have here and there that I've used for different socks and projects that are ending, that, you know, it's too much to throw away. It's not enough to want to do anything with. So yeah, so that's where I'm at with that one. Just really being able to use up some of this yarn that I have. Okay, so the next one I guess we'll talk about, because I know this is one we've had on the needles for a while, and this is our Easy V sweater. We have been working quite a bit on this. I try to every Saturday and Sunday, because those are the mornings that I can get up, have my cup of coffee downstairs and just kind of relax. Every other morning during the week, I get up, I come to work, and I start working. And If I have a meeting during the day, that's when I will work on the daily knit shawl because it's up here in my office. I don't have to go downstairs to get anything. So on Saturday and Sunday, when I sit down to have my cup of coffee in the morning and just relax and enjoy the morning, I will do 30 to 40 minutes of knitting on this every morning or every Saturday and Sunday. And I have gotten quite a bit done. This is where I was last time we podcast. And this is how much I got done. So a half hour is about 4 rows, 4 rounds around here. So I get 8 done a week, which is not bad. I do, however, it's looking really good. I do, however, need to put it on barber cord, try it on to see where I am with my length. Once I do that, if the length is almost to where I need to be, I think I will cast on and do my sleeves and get my sleeves where they need to be and then finish the sweater. And I think I've talked about this before, but most of the time I've heard people say that when you are doing sweaters with long sleeves or sleeves of any kind, but mainly long sleeves, you want to make sure that you finish your body and your ribbing after you have your sleeves completely done. Try it back on to see where you're at, because the sleeves will pull up on the body itself. So you don't want to be finished with your body, all your ribbing, and then do your sleeves and find out that you're a ½ inch or an inch shorter than you want to be on your sweater. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to put it on barber cord this week and figure out where I am with length, and then if I'm almost to the length where I want to be, I can do my sleeves and get my sleeves all done. I have a ton of yarn left, so I'm not worried about the length of it, and I think I am going to go a little bit longer so that I can wear this possibly with leggings in the wintertime, because this is going to be definitely a nice warm sweater, but I want it to be a little bit, I don't want it to hit me right at the waist. I think I'm going to want to go a little bit longer with it. So that's my plan. But like I said, I have a lot of yarn left, and this is available that I can get more if I need to, but I have a bunch of different skeins here. I can just finish using what I have here and go from there. But I have 2 balls in here for sleeves, which I think is enough. They're already balled off. I think those are enough for the sleeves that I have. And then of course you do the color work in the sleeves. Once you go down, you do the color work right about here on the sleeve, and then you do your cuff, a little bit more of color of the green, and then you do your cuff, the way it works out. So yeah, so I do, I'll pick up and I'll do a little bit of green, and then I'll start into my color work, and then I will finish with a little green and then the cuff. But that is my plan for this. It is going really good. I'm loving it. It's but I have not tried it on since I separated for sleeves. I tried it on before I separated for sleeves to make sure it was where I needed it to be, and it was wide enough. The yoke was good where I wanted it. But yeah, now that it's separated for sleeves, I will probably put it on barber cord on the bottom, and then try it on for my length and see where I'm at. It's one of those things I will get finished. I'm just not worried about getting it finished right now, because it's not something I'm going to wear anytime soon. It's definitely not the time to wear a sweater like this. This is definitely a very, very warm sweater. But that's where we are with that. We are plugging along and we are getting there. Like I said, we got about, is it 6 inches? Let me measure that. Might be more than 6 inches. Yeah, it was right around right around 6 inches that I got done in 4 weeks. So yeah, pretty good. Getting it done. It'll be done here before we know it. Okay, so those are all of the older projects that we have. It is raining out, so if that comes through on the video, it is pouring out. Okay, so the next thing, since I got both of my rocket tees off the needles, I wanted to start another t-shirt. But this time I am doing a tank top, and I'm using my scrappy cake that I got from Cornbread Honey. Being able to use that, some bright colors. I love the colors the way it is. The pattern that I'm using, let me pull it up here. It is pretty in pleats. Where is it? I guess I need my glasses to see what it looks like. There is the pattern, pretty in pleats. It's got a nice, it's a tank top, and then it's pleated right across here for some shaping on around the bust. But yeah, I'm definitely liking it so far. It is different from what I normally do. It is a bottom up sweater. I've never done anything like that. So yeah, it's bottom up. We will, before I separate for sleeves, I'll have to try it on to see where I need to have it fit. And then making sure that the armholes, I'm hoping so far all of the patterns that I've used, the dimensions that they tell are pretty close to what fits me. So I'm hoping this one's kind of the same way. So when I pull it up and I start doing the shaping for the breasts, and for under the arm, it fits right where it needs to be. And then if it's too long and there's too much of a hole here, I can always take up here at the end. I can always take back and restitch those, as long as I don't have to restitch all of that. But yeah, I guess I'll be trying it on a lot to making sure that it fits where it needs to fit. But right now it's just, I did the ribbing and it's just stocking it, just knit stitch all the way up and getting it as long as it needs to be. I didn't read in the pattern how far it needs to be. I think it needs to be 14 inches before you start doing some shaping. I'll read it again to make sure. But this is one of my newest cast-ons, so this is another sweater that I am starting to get that going. The next thing that I started the other day, I had a little bit of yarn left over from my Cornbread Honey local yarn store, Colorway, and the teal. And I decided that I was going to, haven't made any socks in a while, and I thought, you know what, instead of putting it in my blanket, I have enough for socks. So I have the ribbing, the touch of color on the top. I will, I'm ready to change and put into the other color so that I can put that into the sock, but I've got them all ready to go, and I will be making socks with that. So I've got socks on the needles as well. The last thing that I just cast on yesterday, got this going. I am using, finally, some of the colorways that I got last year from Kimber from my monthly colorway. This is the September and I believe the June or July. It was the gold one. I can't remember what does it say on there. Honeycomb, but I don't know what month it was that she put out the honeycomb. The other is the September one, and it is composition notebook, so it's the black and white, and then this is the goldy color. I'm holding the two together, and I'm doing a muscle burl for my son. He's a Steelers fan, so I figure blue and gold, or black and gold, blue and gold, black and gold. So yeah, so I have that going. Just started this last night, got it, the pinhole cast on done, figured out what size pattern I need to do by my stitches, and once I get it into enough stitches, I'll just put it in the round, and it'll just be a no-nonsense knit that I can take pretty much anywhere. When I'm riding in the car, I don't have to do anything. I can just sit with it, and it's a smaller project. Granted, I do have my tank top that is just a knit in the round, but it is a bigger project. This I can put in a small little wristlet bag with the 2 skeins of yarn in there and have my project going with me that is relatively compact. So that is where I'm at with that. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 projects that I have going on right now. I do have more shirts that I want to start, t-shirts that I want to start doing, but I started this yarn and I love it. I love the color of it, and this is that cashmere. Oh, I lost the tag of it. I don't think it's on there. It's from Hobby, and it is cashmere and something else. It's their Dulce yarn that they have. There's a lot in here. There's like 600 and some yards in here. And I figured I was going to do a rocket tee with this. Since I know how much I can get for sure out of a rocket tee, I figured I would start and do a rocket tee with this, and it'll just stripe out when it changes its color. But yeah, that's what my plan is. I'm going from the outside because I want the purple to be up here by my neck. I don't want the orangey red to be by my neck. So I'm starting on the outside, pulling it from the outside of the cake. But yeah, I've got to get that cast on. So this is the next project that I'm going to have cast on. So I'll have those 2 t-shirts. The next thing that I want to cast on, and I figured out my size last night, is, well, 2 different shirts that I, sweaters that I have. Is the, I believe it's called Sorrel, and it's that one, and that's really, really pretty. I've got to figure out, it's going to take, the size that I need is going to take, where does it say the yarn? Oh, right back there. It's going to take 870 yards to do this, the size that I need. So it's definitely 2 fingerings that are at least 460 to be able to get what I need for both of those. So I've got to figure out what 2 fingerings I have that are big enough that I can use 2 of those. And I don't know if I want to do helical knitting or if I just want to wrap it. I guess I have to see how the line went on my rocket tee by wrapping it in the back there every 4 rows. But if it's every other row when you're doing switching colors on something, if it's every row, it might not be so bad. There might not be as much of a line. I don't know, because I don't know. I've got to see how that blocks out, if it changes. If not, I might have to go to helical knitting, because I don't know as I want to have that seam unless I have the seam under my arm, where who's going to see it when it's under the arm. But that is the first one that I have. And then the other one that I want to, that I figured out the size, again, this one is a little bit less. I need 690 yards to do this one. And this is the Salty Air Tee. Although I probably will end up making that a little bit longer. That looks like it might be a little short. I'll have to see once I do all of the lace on the top part of it and split for sleeves and start knitting to see where it lands. I don't know what they say for length under the arms. It's not, yeah, body length is only like 8 inches. I don't know if that's going to be enough. So the size that I need only takes 690 yards, but if I'm going to make it longer because I don't want it that cropped, I need to definitely go on and, make sure that I have enough in the skeins of yarn to be able to add an inch or 2 inches or 3 inches to the bottom of that to give it to the length that I want. If I'm going through all this trouble to make a sweater, I want to make it so that it'll fit and I will wear it. I don't want to go through all this to make a sweater that it's too short because I followed the instructions and I won't ever wear it. But those are the next 2 sweaters that I plan on getting cast on. I'm hoping to get them cast on and done before summer because they're fingering weight. They will be nice summer, fall sweaters. There is a couple that I want to cast on that are more of a fall sweater that is still only 2 skeins of yarn. But we'll see. I have a lot of sweatshirts and sweaters that I don't know as I necessarily need to be knitting winter sweaters. I have a lot of winter sweaters that I've had over the years, but I don't have a lot of t-shirts and short sleeve sweaters to wear in the spring, cool nights in the summer, and then fall. So that's kind of my plan, is to be able to use the fingering weight sweaters for that kind of stuff. But yeah, so that's where we're at with that. Those are the new cast-ons, the new ones that hopefully by the next time I podcast, I have some more of those cast on. That's my plan. Muscle burl shouldn't take all that long, but you never know. The sock shouldn't take all that long, but it depends on what I end up starting to work on, what I end up sitting and doing the most on for everything. Okay, so that is it for all of my whips in the new cast-ons. Let's talk about our acquisitions, because we have some of those. We got 2 months of yarn from Kimber, and we have our monthly colorway for May from Cornbread Honey. So let's show what we've got. Okay, so let's start with our Kimbers. We are getting the monthly colorways, every month from Kimber's, and I got her year in color, and I got the solids. So this is the chartreuse. It's a very limey green. I love it. And I love the little stitch markers that she puts on there that kind of match. It's a limey green stitch marker. But yeah, really pretty. Love the color. I've got a couple of things that I think I can add this to and do some shirts with. The next is Sunflower, and this is a bright goldy yellow. And then of course the little sunflower stitch marker that she came with it. But again, this is her year in color, and this is of course Kimber's Cozy Creations. I got her monthly colorway, and I get the solids for the year in color. So those are the 2 that I got from Kimber. That's April's. This is April's, and this is May's. Okay. Now we got our colorway from Cornbread Honey. And it's not her monthly colorway because she does put out a monthly colorway for each month. This is her Patreon colorway that you have to be subscribed to her Patreon to get the colorway. I will put the information for her Patreon information down below if you guys are interested in joining her Patreon. She does a monthly colorway with it, and you get access to buying more of the colorways or other Patreon colors that from years past that you can buy and other people can't. But this is the May 2024 Patreon. I was out at her store yesterday. I try to go out there once a month and I'll pick up my colorway, and she pulled it out and she twisted. She's like, oh, here, it's because it wasn't dry at the time when I got there. She goes, well, we're still drying it. And I said, that's okay. She pulled it out and I was like, oh my God, just the way it hung. It was gorgeous. I love it. Very, very happy with that. I don't know. There's so many different colors you could put with it. So many different colors you could put with that. I mean, I could put my lime green if I wanted that. We'll see. But this is my monthly colorway from there. And of course, she ended up doing the May colorway, which is the monthly colorway that she did for May. And this is called Beach Vibes. And this has got your teal, your aqua, your orange, coral, some speckles of brown, and some lighter tan. Really, really, really pretty. I love it. I saw this one and I was like, well, I gotta have that one too. So I never plan on buying. I usually plan on going to pick up my colorway, but she usually always dyes something in the midst of that I just absolutely have to have. So those are the two colorways. So those are the 4 new skeins of yarn that I got. I haven't gotten anything other than those 4 skeins of yarn. My April colorway came from Kimber the day after I podcasted last. So I've had that sitting here for a while. And then shortly after that, the May one came. But yeah, I knew I would have quite a bit of yarn to show for today's podcast. But that is all of the acquisitions. I didn't buy anything else other than just yarn. Nothing, no boxes, no nothing are coming, just yarn. So let's go into where we are going to be for the upcoming months. Okay, so where we're going to be, you can always find Tammy's Homesteading Crafts on the website at tammyshomesteadingcrafts.com, where you can find everything that is available on the website. Follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook. That's where you will see more updates quicker than you would on this channel. I try to do a upload at least once or twice a month for a knitting podcast so that I can keep adding into my website depending on how many bags I make or any new products that I do, so that I can get them shown on the website or on the YouTube channel here so that they are available. For the month of June, we have no trunk shows planned for the month of June. We will be locally here at the Leaf, and that is on the 8th and Bayfront on the 2nd Saturday of June, which I believe is the 15th, and then also the 27th. We will be there those 2 Saturdays from 10 to 2. That information will be down below. July, again, we will be just at the Leaf. We have our trunk shows start at the end of July. So in July, and I will put the information for those trunk shows if you are looking to do them. They're all 3 yarn crawls, along with I'm doing a trunk show at those places. So Mick Walker's in Pittsburgh, they have the Steel City Yarn Crawl going on. We will have a trunk show going starting there, I believe the 26th of July, going through August 3rd. That's Saturday. The crawl ends on the 4th, but my trunk show will end on the 3rd. I will actually be in the store on the 3rd of August. And then the Heartland Yarn Adventure is going on at the same time from the 26th of August, from 26th of July to the 4th of August. I will actually be, my bags will be at Longtail Knits in Ohio from the 26th to August 4th. That's Sunday, the last day of the yarn crawl. We will be, and I will actually be in their store on August 4th for that day to close out the trunk show. So if anybody is in the area, wants to stop by to meet me on those two locations, I will again put the information below, let you know what day I will be in the store. And, you know, stop in, say hello. I would love to meet any of you. Also, what is going on, and that starts August 3rd. I think it's August 3rd. 2nd or 3rd, I'll get the exact date, and that is the Great Tennessee Yarn Tour that is going on again, and that is the whole month of August. And again, my bags will be in Tennessee at Clinch River Yarn Company. They have graciously asked if I could if they could have my bags again for the yarn crawl. They were very happy with them last year and wanted them again this year. So I am sending a bunch of bags down there for the month. So if you are in the Tennessee area and are looking to physically see my bags and know what they look like, get to touch them, they will have them for the whole month of the Great Tennessee Yarn Tour. They also do carry some of my bags in their store on a daily basis. And also on my website, it tells you everywhere that does carry my bags in the store. We have a local sports cards store that carries all of my sports team related bags. I carry them in their store, and that is local here in Erie, Pennsylvania. I have bags in Creekside in Arcade, New York. I have bags in Buffalo in Amherst at Heavy Annie Yarn Shop. And then I also have, of course, bags in Ohio at Cornbread Honey. So those are some of the places that you're able to stop and see my bags, touch my bags. If you're in those areas, we have bags in all of those places. But that is where we are going to be for the next couple of months. And then looking at getting some more trunk shows set down the line into September, October, November, and of course also in every other week, every other Saturday starting June 15th for the summer. From June, July, August, September, I have the local leaf market that I will be at locally here in Erie, Pennsylvania. So if anybody local wants to see the bags, or if you are, you know, an hour away and you want to drive in to see, we will be there all of those days. And again, all of that information will be linked down below for any of you that are looking to stop and see us for bags, notions, stitch stoppers, all of the above we will have at the shows. Okay, so that I guess is it for today's video. I have nothing else to talk about. We've gone over updates to the shop. We've showed off all of our whips. All of our whips, but all of our finished objects. All of our whips, our new yarn that we have, some stuff we want to cast on, and we talked about where we're going to be. So I guess that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope the thunder didn't come through on the video too much. It was raining and it got pretty dark. I had to use my light today because it's been a very overcast day, very dark. Hopefully the lighting is good when I edit. I will know. But yeah, so that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, I will see you on the next one. Have a good day. Bye.